Alright, so I'm filming this after I have just edited this video that I recorded. This is my first tutorial video, and I hope that you streamers, anybody that's looking to get into streaming, will find this easy to understand. If not, I'm gonna have my socials in the description of this video. I'm gonna have my Discord server. You can go ahead and join. You can ask me anything, and I would really appreciate if you share this around. I'm gonna do my best to make even more informative videos in the future, and as for right now, you can just contact me anywhere and I'll help you out however I can. Enjoy, like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Come and chat with me. I would really appreciate that. Near Altair here, and a lot of people have asked me before, how do you get your audio so good on stream? This is a low effort video. I'm going to try and explain things the best that I can. If you are a perfectionist, this is going to take a while. Try and set aside some time to actually get your audio right. OBS gives you a lot of filters that you can work with that are all really good, and they're going to get you to sound good. I only use one that's maybe a little bit different, but it's all the same stuff. You can get some good results out of your OBS software. First, you take your microphone, right? Get your microphone in OBS, no filters, nothing, okay? It's important that you start from a blank canvas. That way you can work your way up and make things sound good as you go. So I'm gonna take off my microphone right now that already has all my filters and get one without anything on it. All right, this sounds a lot worse. First things first, go to your filters and add a filter. You're gonna wanna get the gain option. And pay attention to your mic levels. The microphone that we just add is gonna sound bad, okay? That's fine. If your microphone is not getting to a level that you want, you're gonna wanna get it to like this area right here where I have it in the red. Even if you go past that, that's fine. This area right here is, I would say, the sweet spot. As long as it's not the entire bar red, you're fine. I'm gonna make it so that you can hear this one. Pay attention to where it's at. You want to put it up, do your normal talking voice, like how you would talk on stream, and get it to the area that you want it to be. Maybe around here is fine. That's good. So, ooh, no, that's peaking. So, around here is gonna be fine for me. This is where I found that my sweet spot is at. It's gonna be different for you, so don't go through and like copy whatever I have, because what works for me might not work for you. Since we have put up the gain, it's gonna catch a lot of things in my room that don't sound good. Whatever, like tapping, my fan in the background. I don't like that to get picked up, so next you want to add a noise gate, okay? Let me move to my other microphone with filters just so I can explain this. So basically, you want to set this to like where you see your microphone is picking stuff up. This is why it's important to like go from in this order. Oh, and before I forget, if you're using an audio interface, turn your knob on your audio interface, get it to as low as where you can go, where you won't get a lot of background noise. So noise gate, what this is gonna do, it's gonna make it so that past a certain audio level, it's not gonna pick up any noises that you don't want. So again, this is gonna be something that is different for everyone. So just play around with it and see what you get. Also, when it comes to the attack time and hold time, I had mine set at 5 attack time, 100 hold time, and 100 release time. I wish I knew more to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you anything wrong, okay? This is low effort. This is just how I got my audio to sound decent. Close threshold is where anything below that is not going to get picked up. You're setting the range of like where you still do want things to get picked up and won't be ignored. This is what I found is working for me on my microphone. It makes it sound, see what you like. There's also another option in noise suppression. So this, again, if like, you know, the noise gate is what the noise gate is doing is that unless you're making a certain amount of volume, it's not gonna be picking up sound. Now with noise suppression, it's a little different. What it does is that basically it's gonna use CPU power to remove noises from your microphone that shouldn't be there. So with noise suppression on, yes, this is good and this will be usable, but I found that for me, as I'm a loud streamer, I scream a lot. This is not something that I use on my normal microphone because it does not suit my needs, but if it suits your needs, RA noise is good, but I was using Speaks for a little bit because it was cutting out my screams. And now That's the thing. RN noise is too good. All right, so after noise suppression, you're gonna want to get a 3-band equalizer. This is gonna be where you change your frequency of your audio and make you sound different. I think first thing that you want to do is lower the mids. This is gonna make you sound a lot less nasally. For most people, this is gonna work. Almost always do this, but now for my voice, I like to put up the high ends. It makes things sound brighter, a little more cheery, you know, and that's what works for me. And then I like to put up the lows just a little bit. This is gonna go before the other filters. That way, whatever goes into what's after is gonna be taking what we have right now. Next, this is gonna be where you really start to sound like a streamer. It's gonna be the compressor filter. Now, with what we have here, these settings need to be played with, especially the ratio. So bring this down to about 3. This is a healthy level right here because this is from around 3 to 4.5 is where you want to be with the speaking voice. What a compressor does is it takes the very quiet noises and the very loud noises and it compresses, it squishes them, and it gets them to the audio level that they should be at. That way everything is more balanced. If you whisper, you can catch them easier. If you scream very loud, it makes it so that it doesn't clip. There's no peaking. Overall, it's a very important filter to have. So I found that for me around this area, around 18, this is fine. It should be good enough. So the attack, you do want this to be low. I like to put it at 3 milliseconds. That way it kicks in fast. But now the release, put this higher. Around this area is fine. Basically, this is how long the compressor is gonna linger after the fact, after you're done talking. Output gain, of course, you know, you put this a little bit higher, you're gonna be louder. This is where I want my voice to be, around this area, around -5 right here, or else, you know, I've noticed for me, anything more than that is gonna be too much. Now, after that, we want another equalizer. This is the cherry on top, okay? The cherry on top. It's gonna be this around the same things, I'd say. Take off some of the mid, makes your voice more clear. At this point, I do like to take off some lows. Again, it's gonna be different for every voice. Just play around with it, see what you like. And I do like to put a bit more high in there, not too much. There you go. And around here is like where I like to sound. Last, and this is very important, is the limiter. This is where it's gonna cap off where your audio ends up. Voice will not go any higher than this, okay? So for me, I have this set to -4, and remember where you have it set, because this is gonna be important for when you do your desktop audio or like any other audio captures that you have. Your voice needs to be the loudest thing. Absolutely. No questions about that. People want to hear your voice to be the loudest over anything. Now, the release, I do put this a little bit higher, more or less. This is how I have it. This is what you can do to this whole process, okay? And getting the sound was done with all just OBS filters. They're good enough. They're great. So these are gonna be filters that you install. They're plugins, and they work just about the same as these do, but you know, you can get these from other sources. So now with that being done, I think it's important to do desktop audio next. All right, with my original microphone, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on my desktop audio and I'm gonna find any clip. All right, now I got a new audio output capture just so we can play around with it and see what we can do. I'm gonna turn up my own stream and we're gonna see like how loud we can get before it starts to be too much for your viewers, okay? For reference, this is a Twitch stream with my audio that I use. I'm gonna put it up a quarter of the way up.
Where are my clothes?
And you like, I can hardly hear it, but see, like now
clothes?
this is that is pretty loud. So yes, that something needs to be done about that. First things first, you do want to put an upward compressor. What this does basically is if you're playing a game and you want to hear the quieter parts of this game, so for example, footsteps, gunshots in the distance if you're playing a shooter, whispers if you're playing a horror game, this is gonna pick up those things and make it a lot easier for your viewers to hear. So now the ratio is of course going to be on a different scale because like this is an upward compressor. I found that for me doing it at 0.2 is fine since all of us use the same, I guess, desktop audio. Like we should be fine with like having something similar, but again, like maybe you find that something else is going to be better for you. Threshold, so put this down because you don't want, so I have my threshold around this range. The attack, of course, same thing, you want it to be fast acting when it comes to your audio, and the release a bit higher just so again it lingers. I don't think you'll need to play around with the audio, the output gain, but maybe your desktop audio is different from mine. I do have mine to be around mid-range for my headphones, so then you need to adjust it to however it fits for you. So now let's put another compressor on this because now since we took care of the quieter parts, now we need to balance it out a bit more. So this ratio does need to be higher because we're getting a lot of different sounds in there that are different from like just our voice. All right, so again, attack, put this lower. It needs to be fast acting. Release, put that up. We want all our audio to be caught. All right, so I'm gonna put this Apex Legends gameplay volume up. Let's see where it's at. Sounds a lot more balanced. You sound great so far, okay? Maybe I'll make it a little bit quieter. Maybe just a little bit quieter. There's a certain area that you do want your audio to be caught in. Your audio needs to be here. Your gameplay audio around -15. And then of course your background music needs to be on the much quieter end as well. But already it sounds better. So lastly, this is always going to be very important to have on your audio, is going to be a limiter. This is fine as long as it's limited to below what your voice is. When it comes to audio balancing, your desktop audio should not ever be louder than you yourself. You always have to be louder than everything else that's going on. And that means other people, because people are going to come into your stream if you're collabing and think, oh, like who is the person that that is in charge of the stream? Or if you're playing something very loud, then you're going to get drowned out. You don't want that, okay? You do not want that. So keep it around here, lower than what you have your limiter on your microphone. Very important. Very, very important. As far as anything that like, you know, you don't understand, maybe I'll make another video to like better explain all these settings. If you want to look at the settings that I have on like my normal microphone that I use all the time, this is what I use. This right here. All right, so before I forget, sidechain ducking source, you're gonna make this your microphone, whatever input it is. And basically what this does is that whenever you speak, the desktop audio is gonna get quieter. This will make it so that you're always going to be heard over anything no matter what. But yes, limiter, very important. Alright, if you made it to the end of the video and you followed everything perfectly, I hope that you sound great. You should. If you don't, come talk to me. Thank you. I hope you can like the video and I hope you can share it. I want to make sure that everybody sounds the best that they can. No more doo-doo audio, alright? Well, I'll see you around. Until next time, y'all. Bye-bye.